there was no drainage. The bath had an ice cream container as the drainage pot.
Welcome to Worst Case Scenario on The Edit by Home Beautiful. It's where I ask our guests about their oh no moment at home. It could be a design decision that went wildly wrong, a guest moment they still think about, or something their family will never let them forget. Let's get into it.
Not this house, the current house we're in. I feel like things were pretty smooth.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't enjoy paying for it was like a $7,000 plumbing bill to get a pipe from the laundry underground to the outdoor kitchen. Oh. And the water pressure on that tap is terrible. I'm going, what the hell did I pay $7,000 for? Whatever.
Literally down
Every
the drain.
time, literally down the drain. I don't even use the tap now out of shame on you, you $7,000 tap. And it was like a really cheap tap from Bunnings as well. I was like, shame on you. But the first house that Max and I bought, so the typical, the ugliest house on the street, no one wanted to buy it. There actually was a movie about our house.
Really?
The King is Dead. It's an Australian movie. And we found this out after the auction we bought it. And the neighbours next door, he was a famous Australian film director.
Yeah.
And he made this movie about how bad the owners of this house were. So it started out, so the original owners were a lovely old Greek couple.
Yeah.
And they had 2 kids. Bit derailed. One of them ended up being got into some mischievous behaviour, let's say.
Oh, no.
And the house, once the parents died, the house got turned into a halfway house. And we did not know this. So when we walked through the house, it was a very rundown but beautiful bungalow, but still like the ugliest house.
Yeah.
But 8 years ago, to buy a house for $500,000 in Adelaide, unheard of, right?
Unheard of.
And we were like shaking in our boots going, we just spent $500,000 on a house. Like, what have we done? And we bought the house, and then the neighbours came over and were like, hey, you should go watch this movie tonight. It's about your house. And I went, oh my God. So
and when you say movie, do you mean documentary?
No, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Yeah, so it's like based on the true story. Yeah, it's a hilarious movie. Like it's like a typical Australian movie.
Okay,
it's
I have to find this
hilarious.
movie.
You have to watch it. The King is Dead. Anyway, so our house was a halfway house. So we found growing lights and paraphernalia in the sheds out the back. When we were digging up the backyard, we found some real interesting things too. But like one of the best things was like the house was falling apart so bad. Like I was convinced I was going to find like a bag of cash and be like, we've absolutely hit the jackpot here. Like this is the best scenario. And we never found any cash and I'm so upset.
That's sad.
Totally would have handed it in. Absolutely. Don't worry. Yeah, winky wink. But the guy who owned it, this Greek guy, he was trying to fix things up himself to sell it. And like there was in the bathroom when we were renovating, I was smashing out the old bathtub, like those inbuilt pink ones.
Yes.
I was smashing it out. There was no drainage. The bath had an ice cream container as the drainage pot.
You're kidding.
No, and I was going, did you bath? Like, and the shower wasn't a shower. It was like the old school, the shower head came out of the wall into the bath.
No.
Like, I was like, what did we buy?
That is gross.
What did we do? Yeah, so there's me like smashing my going, oh, I found an ice cream container. And Max is like, don't touch that. And I was like, oh my God, okay. And then my brother was pulling out a window and there was no beam on top of the window. So the whole wall just fell down in the kitchen. I went, okay, yep, cool, great. How much money is this going to cost me?
Another 7K.
Like the classic like people renovating, doing things on their own. They got no idea. Let's just shove an ice cream container in there. That'll drain it out. Yeah,
That's
so that was
pretty serious worst case scenario.
Yeah, so that was, and I'm so glad that happened almost 10 years ago when fixing things wasn't as expensive as it is now.
Oh, yeah.
But like in the moment, it's like we just have to laugh about this.
You do.
Like you actually just have to laugh about it. I'm going, but what part of your brain went, I'm going to put an ice cream container under the bath?
It just doesn't make sense.
Okay, yeah. And then that was when I was like, I'm moving out. We're bulldozing half of this house. I can't do it. God knows what else I'm going to find in here.
That was worst case scenario. You can dive into this guest's full episode wherever you're listening to this one. We'll chuck a link in the show notes or just scroll up in your podcast or YouTube feed. We'll see you over there.